Nah. Well, I guess Trial Mountain it is. And swapping out last week's Jag for the R8. Now I don't know if the R8 is going to be any good down there. And judging from the qualifying that I attempted, yeah. I mean, it was mostly penalties from the last section, but there was also a bunch of other stuff that I didn't record because I got to press record. But either way, I eventually gave up on trying to set qualifying time. Which brings us into the first race. Starting 11th. At least I'm also in last. But yeah, what? The R8 didn't seem to be too bad around there. Actually seems to be quite competitive. But anyway, coming down into the first corner, into the first choke point. There's a Jag coming in on the inside. Ooh! Somebody going flying off there. Bunch of chaos happening, but we all get through. No one spins. Or at least no one spins in front. So you can see some people in the showdown behind there. But yeah, we make it through. Surprisingly. When we come into this corner, they end up move on the Porsche. In two positions actually. As the Ferrari goes off. And now coming up, you can see the Porsche is getting a little bit nosy on the inside, but not quite forcing his way through. And yeah, we end up in 9th. 2 positions overall. And now moving on to the next lap, where these two just go a bit too wide, they both crash into the wall, allowing me to overtake the Porsche, putting us up into 8th. And now you can see there's a Mercedes up ahead, going quite slow, probably took a penalty or something. The Viper gets past. Can we get past? Oh no. Coming on the inside for a move, but just too far away. So yeah, not getting the move done. As Mercedes, nah, Mercedes doesn't get past the Viper. A little contact from them. But yeah, still in 8th. The Porsche is right there behind. Come on inside, trying to pass the Mercedes. Get past, not the cleanest, but like getting through, I guess. Up into 7th. Mercedes is right there, still on my tail. But yeah, that's another position in the bag. Come through this section, I was getting all the penalties during qualifying. I should get through there quite decently. Could be a bit better. Well, could be better like the Mercedes. Look at that! Bro just flies past. Going to lap 3, going 3 wide into the first corner. Will there be death? Well, it's only one way to find out. As Mercedes dives across, but actually covering the corner perfectly. And then, no! And then I accidentally take out my buddy and the Viper. I'm sorry! Oh, we are both making up such amazing progress. But now we end up back where we started, basically. Anyway, basically finishing where we started, 10th and 11th. Now, this next race was... yeah, starting in 13th. I mean, this race wasn't terrible, not the worst, but it wasn't amazing either. I mean, starting at the back, especially around a track that you don't really know, wasn't the best. But anyway, coming down into the first corner, will there be chaos? Probably. Either going into the Porsche. The Lambo just gets positioned there. Damn it, pushes the Porsche. And GTR decides, you know what, you're gonna go into the wall. As now Lambo ends up in the Shadow Realm. And look, the BMW also had a 2-second penalty. Like damn. But anyway, now down to second to last. As this person takes the word right out of my mouth. But anyway, some more smoke screens get deployed up ahead. Oof, and we cut it quite close there, but no penalty. Nope, never mind. We do get a penalty from that there. Yeah. But anyway, coming through this nice sweeping corner as the BMW takes out the GTR. I mean, the same GTR that took me out, so just look the other way for that. Anyway, moving on forward, we got this Porsche that's turning to the wall. Anyway, we get beside, on the outside. Do we get the move done? Do we, yes. Maybe, yes, no, maybe. Then pushes the wall, no. Don't get the move done. Anyway, coming through this little section. Will I get penalty through here? Yes, no, maybe. No! Actually make it through there, surprisingly. And now onto this corner, where I got this penalty the last lap. As the Lambo and Porsche touch each other. And I just get past the Porsche, nice and smoothly, actually. But now obviously I still have to solve this penalty, which will allow him to get past again. But never mind that, getting quite close to the Lambo, but again the move done, had to move out and solve the penalty. And then the Porsche comes by again. Nice. Well, not nice, no, not nice. Which means I'm still in 13th, which is the place I started at. Yay! But it's not over for the Porsche, as the Porsche goes super wide through there, a little bit touchy. But no harm, no foul, we make it through. As the Porsche does have a bit of a habit of touching the walls inappropriately. Look at there, again! Like, stop touching the walls! Goodness gracious. But anyway, coming through here again, attempting to overtake on the outside dress corner again. And do we do it? Almost, going side by side. But yeah, kind of have to back out through there. It's not a place where I'm going side by side. We just know someone's going off through there, but make it through there. Okay. And actually getting a slight run on the Porsche. Coming into lap 3. Are we close enough for a move? We're gonna try. No, not quite. Hoping he goes wide, but doesn't go wide. As the 3 ahead get quite messy coming through there. But we'll make it through. We'll come through. No one is sent into the barrier, thankfully. Anyway, size enough for another move on the Porsche. Porsche is keeping on the inside. Does give enough space at least. Well, no, I'll say that. Never mind. Does not. And gets a penalty in the process. As I get a nice little drift coming out the corners. Yeah. Nicely done. But anyway, at least we eventually get past this Porsche. Well, maybe not, as I take the corner terribly. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. And the Porsche solves its penalty now. We catch up. Goes on the outside actually, as we come on the inside looking for a move, but not quite close enough to actually dive on this. Maybe I could have dived on the inside, I don't know. But yeah, still behind Porsche. Lovely. At least it's not touching the walls this time though. It's actually getting through here quite decently. Does he touch the wall here? No, does not touch the wall. I don't know what's happening up in front over there, but yeah, still stuck behind the Porsche. Yeah, but now coming to this little section here, which is actually quite nice once you get the hang of it. And you flow through, not cutting it too much because it's way too easy to get a penalty and way too easy to go off like the Lambo here. Yeah, losing 2 positions, just like that there. But yeah, coming onto the final lap, coming down to this amazing first corner. Actually get through there, getting quite close to the Porsche, luckily not ramming him, and not sending him into tomorrow. But now the 2 Porsches get side by side coming through here. There's the green Porsche gonna get the move, and he seems to, and he does. Wow, actually gets past it. Anyway, other Porsche coming on the inside, try and get through on the outside, but then get forced into the wall. Nice. Damage all around. At least the other 3 are so far back that they can't get past, but yeah. But damage, taking the corner terribly. And the BMW, is that the BMW? I don't remember. Yes. BMW gets past. And now to the final straight with the race to the feet. Or not. Like, bro, you still right at the back. But anyway, finished, what, 14th, not even on the page. but surprisingly no DNFs. But yeah, I mean, this race was quite mid in terms of position. They are finished 14th, but it was actually quite entertaining to watch and see all the people who can't drive. Like, yeah. But now on to the next race, where I actually set a qualifying time, which puts me up into 3rd somehow. Now, but okay. Now this race was actually quite decent. Well, the first half was, the other half was, well, non-existent. But anyway, coming down to this first corner where no one has ever crashed ever, as the Ferrari in front goes quite wide, but then the other Ferrari actually comes through, gets past. The two Ferraris basically swapping positions, but we do make it out cleanly, still in 3rd, still fine, no death in my vicinity. But anyway, coming down into this corner, Ferrari behind, super close, still right there, looking for the move. He's coming to this corner, and as he goes on the cross, a bit of touching there causing him to go into the wall, and Jag gets past as well. Poja having a little look there, but not quite enough, which puts me down into 5th. But anyway, speeding through the straight, coming out to this corner, we actually eat into the Jag, but it's cool. Does not go off. Coming through this section again, getting quite close. So Jag not getting no position done. Do we get position here? No. Still right up behind the Jag. Anyway, coming through here, through this corner, which I seem to struggle at. Being quite close actually on the inside, but still not getting a position done. But how about through here? Maybe through here I'll be able to do something. Yeah, as the Jag goes super wide, it just does not get the line through there. And do we get past? Well, the Jag does have quite good straight line speed, so eventually get past. This is a Peugeot there that's coming into the mix as we brake into the first corner. Jag goes, oh, and the leader's in the wall for some reason. Now I don't have the replay, so I can't even like look back and see what's what there. But all of that happened puts us back up into 3rd. Lovely with the McDonald Ferraris up ahead. But then all of a sudden my Wi-Fi decided to stop participating in this race. And now on to this next race, which, well, it didn't even start. Like, I think this is like 4x speed, it just got stuck on the screen. Yeah, life on PS4, right? Yeah, nah. But anyway, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for watching.